Hey everyone, welcome back to the video. Today we're going to be reviewing this Schecter E-7. We're going to listen to how it sounds, we're going to talk about how it plays and how it feels. If you don't have time for the full review, basically it sounds really good, it plays really good, tuning stability is okay. It does neck dive somewhat. That's due to the longer scale length, but it's more balanced than a lot of other Explorers. Now, let's jump right in to the sound demo and be sure to subscribe or something and all that YouTube stuff, okay? Okay, let's go. Okay, and there you have it. Now, starting with the biggest question, does it neck dive? Yeah, it does. It kind of balances on your shoulder, but it does neck dive a bit. I've seen other, the 6-string versions of this balance better, but this one has a longer scale length. This one has the 26.5 scale length, so this will neck dive, especially if you're moving around a bit, but it's not as bad. I had an LTD Explorer that was 24.75 inch scale length, and that one neck dive much more. I had to move the strap button and all that stuff, and it still would dive. So compared to that, this one does a lot better. Alright, now talking about the controls down there, they're pretty out of the way, so if you don't want to be hitting them with your hand, this is pretty good. If you like quicker pickup selections, you're going to have to get used to putting your hand down on the switch. Right down there, see on the bottom, it's a bit out of the way. But also, that's not so bad if you accidentally bump it when you're playing with a blade switch. The volume pot feels fine. The tone pot is a push-pull. I never used the split sound, so I can't really comment on how good or bad that sounds. But the tone knob, for some reason, turns pretty quickly. It's a whole lot less, there's less friction than the volume pot, which is kind of disappointing because it's really easy to accidentally turn the tone down a lot. So just watch out for that. Okay, now also the fret axis, you could see there's this big cutaway in the lower horn, so it's pretty easy to get the 24th fret down there. So that's actually a pleasant surprise, and it's got this this little scoop on the other side, so it's not just a straight edge. So it's pretty easy to be shredding all the way up to the top. Obviously the horn is still there, so if you're trying to do the super thumb behind the neck, shredding, sweeping, legato, all that stuff, there will be some difficulty, but it's not as bad as the other Explorers are. Also, in terms of feel, it does have the Tune-o-matic with a straight edge on the body, so your arm does kind of rest on the edge and onto the Tune-o-matic, so it's okay, you get used to it. It's not super ergonomic, but it's not really awful either. And the Tune-o-matic feels really, really nice to play too. Feels like you're getting some great tone, the tension's good. It's where you want your palm to be for the palm mutes, the down picks, all the Metallica stuff. Feels great on this. Okay, so the playability of the fretboard and the frets. The stainless steel frets feel pretty good, like you would expect. The fretwork is pretty good, nice and smooth. No edges where your hand contacts. You can bend and all that stuff. The fretboard is ebony, it's what you would expect. Nice and smooth there. What I was surprised about was the compound radius on this thing. I think it has the 12 to 16. It feels like fretboard is exactly where you want it to be when you're trying to fret notes. Like, you always end up hitting them instead of missing them. It's just flat enough in the right places where you shred, and it's curved enough in the right places where it's not like feeling like a flat plank to play against. So I'd say it's pretty good. It's pretty comfortable. I've been pleasantly surprised with this. Also, in terms of features, this does have locking tuners on it. They work like expected. The string changes are easy. It stays in tune okay. Like, it's pretty good, pretty average, I'd say. You do need to tune it like every now and then. If you're like recording, or if you like care about your tuning while playing live, like, the harder you play, it will go out of tune. Especially like the G string does that cliche thing where it goes out of tune a little bit more. And let's see, finally the pickups, how does it sound? Well, you heard the demo. I think they sound pretty good. They're a bit on the bright side. I think that's pretty good, especially for like rock, metal, and like standing out in general. Like, they're not too harsh, at least with my presets that I use. They're not too harsh. They fit the mix just fine. Honestly, they sound better than a lot of my other guitars with the presets I have anyway. So I think overall they're pretty good. I've been using the full humbucker sound the most, you know, doing the metal stuff the most on this. But I haven't had to do any like crazy EQs for harmonies. I haven't had to try to get palm mutes like really under control with like dynamic compressors or any kind of craziness like that. Haven't had to change any of my boost settings, etc. It just fits. I feel like a lot of attention was paid to the design of the pickups. Probably, who knows, maybe they just threw them together. Alright, so overall, would I buy this again if it was stolen? Like, would I buy another Explorer? Why not go for the typical Super Strat? It's interesting to say, like, I got this because I wanted an Explorer. I missed my old Explorer type guitar. This is surprisingly the lightest 7-string I have. You know, I have the Ibanez RGD, and I have the Solar T 1.7. So this, being ash and all that, it's lighter than those other guitars, which is interesting because it's like this giant Explorer. Maybe I'm used to like playing with the ESP Aero I have. The wing doesn't really get in the way of anything. I haven't bumped into anything with it, not yet anyway. We'll see. Maybe if this is your first like kind of pointy guitar, you might want to watch out. It doesn't really go too far past my forearm. Pretty easy to handle in terms of 7 strings and Explorers. Overall, would I get it again if it was stolen? Probably yes. So there you have it. Do you have any other comments or questions, things I didn't address that you'd like to know? Let me know. I'll try to answer. And thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Alright, hey guys, welcome back to the video. Today, we're going to be reviewing a Schecter E-7. There's the cat.